Hey everybody, Zach Bulls here, excited to be joining you live. I am a certified professional coach and excited to be here with you today. If any of you are joining me live or catching the replay, hey Andrew, please feel free to shoot me some thumbs up, say hi in the comments down below so we can kind of talk as we're going through this process. Hey David, good to see you, man. Hey Christian, thanks for joining. And yeah, today I'm going to try to talk to you guys a little bit about, just really want to give you some feedback and info about my background, particularly around dating, and give you some insights into, hey, Alberto, hey, Mom, hey, Steve, good to see you guys. Just really want to give and share some insight onto my dating history and a lot of the struggles and blocks that I faced in the past. And I just want you guys to know that if you have, fears and old habits that are really holding you back or sabotaging your relationships, it is possible for you to overcome them. And I'm going to share a little bit about what some of my struggles were and how I've been able to overcome them as well. Hey, Darren, good to see you. Hey, Bob. Hey, Daniel. Hey, Mike. Thanks for joining. So it really comes down mostly to, I guess, having a lot of trust issues in the past. When I first came out of the closet, I really didn't know what I was getting into. And I made a lot of big mistakes. And you'll hear later that there are no mistakes, they're learning experiences. But I definitely didn't have my head in the right place. I seemed to be going after every single person I was attracted to and found myself really hurt. And this led to having a lot of trust issues, a lot of things that I was experiencing. Hey, James. Hey, David. Hey, Bo. And I think one of the biggest blunders, the first big mistake that I made was basically at that time after coming out, I based all of my value, all of my self value and my self worth on my physical appearance. And my inner critic was telling me that I had to be attractive to find someone. And I really didn't seek out people that I was compatible with. I only sought out people that I was attracted to, and I tried to form relationships with people that I had extreme physical attraction to. And it was just such a superficial way of going about things. And I also had a lot of struggles with comparing myself to other people based on their physical appearance. No matter how good I felt that I looked, I always could find someone that seemed to have something that I didn't have and seemed to be more attractive or more fit, more this or that. And it really played a big role in my self-image and my body image, because I was always comparing myself to people that seemed to have things that I didn't have. And I felt like a really empty shell on the inside. I really didn't have much value or self-worth. And it was yeah, I really pretty much was just trying too hard in every situation. And I was actually told that quite often, that I was just trying too hard. I would fixate on somebody that I was attracted to and basically make myself look like a total fool, doing everything that I could to be with that person because I wanted that one person that I was physically attracted to, whether or not we had anything in common. I also had a big fear of being vulnerable, a big fear of touching into my inner self. And yeah, sorry, I was reading some comments. But yeah, I really felt like being vulnerable was a weakness. And I really wasn't really able to tap into myself because, for one, I was basing so much of my self-worth on my physical appearance. And I also was basically, all of my confidence was based on using substances. I would do everything I could to make myself look as presentable as I could, and then I would just start drinking for confidence. So that led to some pretty bad habits and quite a lot of DWIs, and definitely some hard lessons to learn. But I based all of my self-confidence and my self-esteem with the social lubricants of alcohol. And while I thought I was being funny and witty, in reality, I was making myself a total jackass. And unfortunately, I did that for quite some time. But I really didn't think that I could meet someone who accepted me for who I really was, because I really kind of felt broken on the inside from all the times that I had been hurt in the past from people that I was going after. and I really didn't feel like I had much on the inside to offer. I felt like all of my gifts were based on my external appearance, and definitely didn't love myself. And another big struggle that I faced. Hey, Monty. Hey, Nick. Hey, Gilbert. Yeah, just to stop real quick, if you guys are joining me live, please feel free to say hi. Type some comments down below. I love getting your feedback. This is my first official live solo, so I have to admit I am a little bit nervous. I don't have Andrew here to start talking when I run out of things to say. He is kind of my safety net during these videos, so trying something new today. But so I'm talking about mistakes that I made in the dating process and looking back at fears and old habits that I experienced along the way and how they really kind of kept me stuck and caused major blocks. I definitely had, fear of not being good enough, not being attractive enough. I felt like I had some major trust issues from not feeling wanted in relationships in the past. I felt like I had been hurt, and it really led me to not wanting to be vulnerable and not wanting to express myself. And like I said, I was definitely drinking a lot for confidence and created some really, really negative substance abuse issues because of that. Because I would feel a little confident after a few drinks, and then I would tell myself, oh, okay, I feel a little confident now. I bet I could feel even more confident later, and then talk to that really hot guy that I've been drooling over, and just end up making myself a total jackass. And it brings me to, I think, one of my biggest blocks in dating, in addition to all the physical, superficial habits and patterns that I got into, was really confusing sex as intimacy and connection. I definitely felt very lonely, and I wanted to feel loved, and I wanted to feel connection, and I didn't know how to go about it the right way. I was definitely, using all of the dating apps. And when I say dating apps, I mean hookup apps. And just kind of felt like I was doing what I was supposed to be doing by just having tons and tons of one night stands and meaningless hookups. But in the moment, I felt like, that was mistaken for connection and for love. And I just would end up feeling so empty and alone afterwards. So then I would just kind of wash and repeat, just do the same cycle over and over again. And it was a really unfortunate pattern, but I think a lot of gay men struggle with this. I know that we've talked to many gay men who feel like this is all that's out there, that people don't know how to connect anymore. And I'm guilty as one of those people. And I definitely experienced a lot of that and a lot of pain, a lot of unhappiness along the way. But like I said before, there are no mistakes. Although these felt like big mistakes, while I was making them, it was a learning experience for me. And, having and developing the awareness of this problem, that is the shift. That's what it required for me to start breaking these patterns and breaking these habits. And recognizing these fears and old habits is really what was the beginning for me to releasing them. And acceptance and understanding of myself and learning to love myself is what really allowed me to break free of these fears and patterns and start putting myself first and my needs first, and really getting to know who I was on the inside. And for me, I know not everyone has to do this, but I had to completely stop using substances altogether because I didn't know when to quit. And that was a big thing that was preventing me from actually getting to know what I like, and getting to know myself, and getting to like and love myself. And where I had all this, fake confidence based on substances and numbing myself and sedating myself, I was able to realize, where I had gone wrong, and really start making the steps to actually build confidence on who I am on the inside, and realize the gifts that I do have to offer, because I was just suppressing them and really hiding from my true self. I had so many fears of who I was on the inside. And once I was able to do this, it was okay to be vulnerable, like I'm being vulnerable with you guys right now. I feel confident to share my past because I've worked through these problems. I've taken the steps that I needed to overcome these struggles. And it all started with having the clarity to accept myself and to realize where I was going wrong. And it was let me see if there's any comments. Hey Clayton, hey TJ, hey Lucas. Good to see you, man. A friend from high school. Troy kids in the house. And so yeah, it wasn't really until I was able to change these things that I was able to attract Andrew into my life and have a relationship that we have today, and allow it to develop into what it is today. And not only am I with someone that I'm, completely head over heels attracted to, but we have an amazing connection on the inside. And we wouldn't have that today if I hadn't stopped to really get to know myself and to accept myself and to like myself. And Gary says, "You're an amazing man, Zach." Thanks, brother. I appreciate that. And yeah, I just really am glad that I got to the point where I am, where I was 2 years ago when I met Andrew. I was at a place where I had overcome many of these struggles, and having that clarity and that acceptance is what really helped me to, be the man to show up and be able to be vulnerable with Andrew when we first met, and let him not only get to see who I am on the outside, which was what I had based everything on in the past. I got to share who I am on the inside, and I really believe that that's the person that he fell in love with. Andrew's in his office next door. I can see him typing some comments. I love you, babe. Really appreciate your support, and I am just really grateful for all of you guys for watching. If you're watching live or catching the replay, please feel free to type some comments down below. And I just want to let you guys know that if you're experiencing any fears or old habits that you feel like is sabotaging you in relationships, it's something that can be overcome. And Andrew and I do have the tools to really help you recognize not only what's going on, but how you can step out of that pattern and how you can really find yourself so that you can show up fully and meet the man of your dreams, and have a relationship like Andrew and I do today, which brings me more love and joy than I could have ever imagined. So if anything I've said to you guys resonates with you, please type thriving down below in the comments, and Andrew or myself will reach out to you and talk to you more about some strategies to really maybe get you out of these old patterns, to really get you on your way to building the thriving, successful relationships that each and every one of us is capable of having. It's just sometimes we stand in our own way and we're not even realizing it. I know that I was my own worst enemy. There's no doubt about it. I was blocking myself and just basically hiding from my true self in various ways. And we all do that in different ways. I was using substances to hide my true self. But if you feel like this is something that you might be resonating with, something you'd like to overcome, like I said, type thriving down below in the comments, and I'd love to reach out to you and give you more information on the type of work that we're doing and how we help gay men become successful in relationships and overcome their old fears and habits and become amazing at building relationships. So I'm gonna go ahead and call it a day there. Hey Richard, hey everybody. I'm not the best at reading comments while I talk. I'll probably get better at this as I go along. But I'm accepting myself, and I'm loving myself, and I'm loving all of you guys. And I hope you have a beautiful day, and I look forward to coming back and joining you again real soon. Bye for now.